Renee Young, Renee Paquet, the wife of Dean Ambrose, the wife of John Moxley. You might know her by some of these names. I simply know her as the worst commentator of all time. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Now, Renee, we'll call it Renee Paquet for the sake of this video. Do you agree with that? Are you okay with that?
I will call it that.
Right.
Even though we all know her as Renee Young, but Paquet will do.
She's not even the best. I prefer Renee Dupree, but anyway, that's... Could Renee Dupree be making a return, by the way? He said he's in shape and he said he's ready to go, so maybe we'll see the French Connection back in wrestling. But this video is about Renee Paquet, or Renee Young. We'll just call her Renee. Now, she was on her podcast on the latest edition of Oral Sessions. Now, I believe she's changed the name now. She's just changed the name to Sessions because I think Oral Sessions was a bit too risky. I think she wanted to get, I don't know, a following, try and make an edgy podcast name, and now she's decided to tone it down. Anyway, if you have nothing better to do and you spend your time listening to this podcast, then I pity you, I really do. However, there's something interesting that she said in her latest one regarding essentially Sasha Banks debuting in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and she took a dig at WWE, and that's why we're bringing it up here, because there was no reason for her to really say this, but of course, it seems like anyone in AEW, whether it be Moxley or MJF or Moxley's wife or Tony Khan, I mean, you name it, people in AEW are constantly, probably the worst of them all is that fat guy whose name I can't remember. Kingston, Eddie Kingston.
Oh, he is the worst. He's actually coming to us soon. City Hall, Belfast, Europa Hotel. And he's the only guy they're advertising.
And well, that tells you what the card's going to be like. Anyway, so on her podcast, she was applauding, quote, the balls of Mercedes and Naomi for testing the free agency. This is what Renee Young had to say. Quote, for me, having worked with her at such an early time, met her in NXT, watched her rise through WWE, watched those ups and downs, those times of kind of stepping out after WrestleMania, after losing the tag titles, having that moment, kind of leaving for a little while, spending some time in Japan. I believe she spent some time in Mexico, to seeing what she has done now from whatever exactly happened on her and Trinity walking out from WWE. I really applaud the balls of this woman. It says this woman, but it's supposed to be these women. It's not easy. I know a lot of people, if you want to go watch from the outside and be like, yeah, you know what, it's good, leave that company, go do whatever. It's not fucking easy to walk away from making a good amount of money. End of quote here. So that was a lot of mumble jumbo. Renee Young not really saying much of anything, but what we can point out here is that she believes that both Sasha Banks and Naomi have got these big massive balls, and she's applauding them for deciding to leave the WWE, walking away from money and trying to do something on the independent circuit. Now, my thoughts are, like, why does she need to mention this? First of all, it just feels like she is saying this to attack the WWE. It's almost like she's painting them in a negative light, trying to make out that WWE is like this controlling company, this like abusive company, and that these two girls are walking away. You know, they're leaving the money behind them to try and get some sort of freedom, when that's not what happened. And second of all, if you switch this situation around, let's be real, AEW pay a lot of money, even though 9% of their roster is full of bums. Tony Khan spends a lot of his dad's money. So you could put the same spin on it. If someone left AEW, you could say they're brave technically for leaving a lot of money behind. But of course, Renee's not going to say that about the company that she works for. She's just completely taking a dig at World Wrestling Entertainment like everyone else in AEW does. And she's trying to make out as if these two have got away from the big, bad #1 company and they're going to do things on their own. First of all, that's not even what happened. I mean, these two walked out, they came back, and WWE did not want them there. WWE were letting them sit on the sidelines. They were essentially fired. Their contracts ran down. Since then, Sasha Banks, now she has had some involvement with Star Wars and she had like that movie role or whatever, but she was doing that before she got released, and let's be honest, she got that role because of her name value in WWE, so it's not like she's left WWE and went out and made stuff happen on her own. The reason why she got that was because of her WWE name, and the same with joining New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, she says she done something in Mexico, didn't hear of it, so it couldn't have been that good. Couldn't have been that relevant. What Sasha Banks done in Mexico? Absolutely nothing. And yeah, she's joined Japan. She has Mercedes money, and who knows, that might do well for her, but she hasn't really done anything yet. What has she done, honestly? She turned up once. She cut an average promo, and she botched her first ever move. So if that's supposed to be impressive, then, well then, I guess I'm not that impressed.
Well, she did gain 40,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel for New Japan, but is that down to Sasha Banks or is that just down to the company in general? It's up 35% from last year, and I believe the year that Jericho faced Omega, so take as that as what you will.
Look, I'll give her a bit of credit for that, but at the end of the day, New Japan did not promote her. They did not. It was, people are saying it's the worst kept secret, but at the end of the day, she was not promoted. There was no official assignment. They did not plan on her being there. They did not say she would be there. She literally just turned up. So I can't imagine she would get 40,000 people to subscribe just to see the possibility that she might be there. Now, she did get one of the highest, I think she got a higher pay than Jericho as well, so I'll give her credit. Like, I'm not bashing Sasha Banks here, but why is Renee Young including Naomi in here? What has Naomi done? Naomi just basically quit because Sasha Banks quit, and then she went to Japan to watch her friend take part. What's Naomi done? Where's Naomi leaving? Why was Naomi brave? Where's Naomi to make the money? If anything, Naomi's stupid, because she's walked out with Sasha Banks. She has made the same bed. Well, actually, no, I take it back. Sasha Banks has made the bed, and Naomi's decided to jump in and lie in it, and Naomi's just not as over as Sasha Banks. She'll not get the opportunities. Whatever Sasha Banks is getting paid to go to New Japan, Naomi will either A, not get paid as much, or B, probably won't even be wanted by New Japan.
Yeah, New Japan's not going to want Naomi, man. She's just not nowhere near.
Like, would AEW take Naomi? Probably, because they take any WWE reject. But, I mean, the point is, Renee Young is making it as if these two women have broken away from the big, bad, evil WWE and went on to be mega successful. They haven't, right? Sasha Banks isn't doing anything new. She was in Star Wars, what's it called?
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. She was in that.
She's a bit, like, see when she says she's in it, right? She's like got 3 words, and she's in about 2 episodes of season 2.
Yeah, but my point is, she was in that while she was in the WWE. It's not like she's quit the WWE and went and made stuff happen.
Yeah.
And her being in the WWE is what got her that part. And yeah, she's joined New Japan Pro Wrestling, but she's made 1 appearance, and she botched in her very first move. So let's just calm down before claiming that Sasha Banks has been mega successful here. And as for Naomi, literally what has she done? Stayed at home, done absolutely nothing. Took a couple of Instagram photos, a couple of selfies, and that's pretty much the height of her success since leaving the company. So you can claim they're brave or this or that, but I mean, it's all just bullshit at the end of the day. It's just a dig at WWE. It's simply, she doesn't care about Naomi or Sasha Banks, simply wants to take a dig, and it's like, oh, look at this, people left the WWE, people don't leave AEW. Don't leave AEW because Tony Khan's a mark and wants to pay everybody. Fact is, to be in WWE, you need to be the best of the best.
Not pish. And that's it. Till next time, Sasha Banks isn't a draw.